Welcome back to the Weekly Watch Report, where we talk about the things we watched this week. Do-do-do. Weekly Watch Report. Weekly Watch Report. Bringing you all the things we watched this week in our Weekly Watch Report. Our Weekly Watch Report. Yeah, our Weekly Watch Report. Bringing you all the things that we watched this week in our Weekly Watch Report. Boom. All right, I'm going to bring out my list. Couple things on here. Let's see what
Probably
Ria's
some
got.
good overlap so we can discuss.
Yeah. Tournament of Champions Season 2, that's a solid A.
Solid.
I watched it as soon as I went home last Thursday.
I love that you went back to the early.
I don't know why I did that. There's a reasoning why I didn't go 1, and there's a reason I went 2.
Yeah.
Can't remember why.
You can always go back and watch one.
I had to buy the season on my Apple TV. I had to buy. I invested.
Food Network is what? Like,
You need like
anything?
the live TV version of Hulu, which I don't have. I'm not poor. I just have cable, so I don't have the live TV version of Hulu.
Right.
So Tournament of Champions Season 2 given a solid A. Antonio LaFaso and
Food Network Go. You got that?
no, but maybe I could have downloaded it. Either way, I invested in it, and I have no problem paying my money towards this amazing show. So Antonio LaFaso and Jet Tila going up against each other, not once, but twice in a sudden death match because of a tiebreaker.
Phenomenal.
Was everything I could have dreamed of in this season.
It's a dream.
So that gets a solid A. I watched Murder Mystery 2.
I wanted to watch. I requested this week. I said, Joe, you want to watch this? And he said, oh, let's save it for the weekend. So
Yeah, I enjoyed the first one when it first came out, and this one was fine to me. Like, whatever. I'm going to give it a
like somewhere in the middle.
C+.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a C+ because
pretty good.
I was locked
C+
in.
is pretty good.
I was locked in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
I remember I also liked the first one.
Forced me to tell the truth. I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
It's just like a movie that doesn't, it hurts no one. You know?
It's harmless.
It's just,
Besides the people who die in the movie.
You're right. Yeah.
Okay, this gets a little dark. Surviving R. Kelly, the first episode of the newer episodes that came out. Because remember, Surviving R. Kelly Part 1 and 2 came out years ago, 2017, 2018. Or 2018, not 2017. And that's like kind of what helped push, him getting put on trial. They came out with 4 new episodes, like an update.
Oh.
So I watched the first episode.
What is that on?
Netflix.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I'm not going to grade this because it
feels
wrong. It just goes without saying that R. Kelly is the dirtiest piece of shit there is. Just an absolute monster to society and genuinely disgusting.
Yeah.
Is despicable. And his fucking brother pissed me off in this first episode. His brother was in jail and then comes on and does this documentary, and he's like, my brother may be guilty of some things, but he's not guilty of sex trafficking, racketeering, all this stuff. Well,
yeah.
Why are we going to listen to you?
We're not.
I understand having to, I don't understand having to include people who are defending him. I actually don't understand that. But if you're going to get R. Kelly's brother to do the documentary, you're going to get R. Kelly's brother to do the documentary, I guess. Like, just shut up. Like, it just was like rolling my eyes.
Yeah.
R. Kelly's so awful. So I'm not going to grade that one, but I did watch the first episode. It's very dark. It's very sad. Okay, moving on. Something lighter. Succession.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Episode 2.
Episode 2. So good.
I definitely liked the first episode more than I did the second one, I will say. I'd still obviously very good, but I think this felt like much more of a, like things were moving a little more fast paced maybe in the first, like this second one was a big like setup episode obviously for what's going to go down like with this deal.
Succession episode 2 is getting an A for me. It would have gotten a B+, but it's getting an A for me for Logan's speech to the company.
You skipped A-.
Oh, well, yeah, that's how much it got bumped up. That's how much that speech
the Logan
bumped up.
speech pumped it up 2
When
grades.
he was like, we're fucking pirates. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to go to work tomorrow. Like, I was like, holy fuck, because it's Sunday nights and you get ready for Monday. I was like, I am waking up early and getting my ass to fucking work tomorrow because I am not letting Logan down. Yeah. Like, I took that as I now work for him and I'm a fucking pirate.
I also loved the scene of Nicholas Braun telling Carrie about how her tape like wasn't.
Oh yeah.
He's like, you're doing something with your arms. Just a focus group.
I don't understand the Carrie storyline with Logan and Carrie, and
I mean they were
Jerry
banging,
has
right?
been like Jerry's been like cut out of the show, which I am watching, and I'm like, okay. There's the scene where Jerry and I forget the guy's name are clearly making fun of Carrie's tape, and they like close it down, and he's like, "What are you guys laughing at?" Jerry doesn't say a single word until the very end of that scene, which I think is implying something. And doesn't really talk at all in this season.
Yeah,
and
when
then
Logan said like don't.
Yeah, and then when he said to gather everyone, he said no Jerry.
Yeah.
So something obviously happened, and I like Jerry, so I'm a little.
I think they're just all in tune on like who's telling people what. Like I think maybe he thinks Jerry like tells Roman things, vice versa. But now like what's Roman gonna do?
I am firmly on Logan, Tom, and Greg's side. Firmly. I'm firmly planted on their side.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, like I think I would like the idea of the kids more if the kids weren't so fucking annoying sometimes.
Right. Like I think Roman's hilarious.
Roman. Yeah.
I think Roman's so funny.
I think Roman's the only one that deserves good things to happen. Shiv and Kendall, no.
Can
Shiv's
fuck
the
off.
worst.
They're awful. I want Roman to join. I want Roman to fuck them over and join Logan, Tom, and Greg.
Yeah.
Power group.
Yeah.
Power group. If he went over there, I'm firmly planted on their side. And man, that speech got me pumped up. So that's an A. Then Love is Blind episodes 5 through 8. I wrote notes on, so I'm gonna whip those out.
6 through 8.
6 through 8.
Which was interesting because they only put out 3 episodes. They went by fast.
Yeah, 6 through 8. I have notes. I'm just gonna read them.
Yeah.
And then we could talk based on what I wrote down because they're kind of not written full sentences.
Yeah.
Kwame and Chelsea make me so uncomfortable. Kwame clearly doesn't want to be with her. When they were talking about meeting Chelsea's dad, Charlie, not Charles. They had that little go back and forth. She said my dad's name is Charlie. Kwame said, "Oh, cool, Charles." And she said, "No, he goes by Charlie." And then he goes, "Yeah, that's my dad's name too." How was that not the first thing out of your mouth? Yeah. When she said my dad's name is Charlie and he said, "Oh, cool, Charles."
Also, how do they make it that long without knowing that their fathers had the same name?
Well, that's what I'm confused about. She said my dad's name is Charlie.
It's been weeks.
Yeah. My dad's name
You haven't mentioned what the name of your parents are?
It's bizarre. My dad's name is Charlie. Oh, cool, Charles. No, he goes by Charlie. Yeah, that's my dad's name too. Why was that's my dad's name is Charlie. Oh, that's my dad's name. Not the first thing out of your mouth. Kwame is I am not a fan. I am not a fan of Kwame. He gives me bad vibes. And
he gets fucking hearts in his eyes every time he sees Micah. It's bad news.
Kwame was on Married at First Sight.
I saw those TikToks.
Kwame was spotted in some episodes of Married at First Sight.
Saw those TikToks.
So he is a thirsty motherfucker. He's not looking for love. He's looking for
He's looking for his 5 seconds.
And clout, and I want to be on TV, and I don't care that your dad's name is Charlie.
Chelsea deserves better than him. Chelsea seems so pure, and that she just like really truly wants to get married and like have a family.
But the thing is, Chelsea truly wants to get married, have a family, but she's like settling for anybody to fit into that role.
Right.
She's not looking for love. She's looking for, I want anybody to play the part as my husband and dad, and that's it. It's going to fit into my family.
Well, I think she does think that it is him.
Well, she should rethink that because he's not it. And he does not like her dog. That's very clear. He doesn't like the idea of walking her dog 3 times a day before she gets home from work.
Yeah.
He mentioned that.
Also, he ended up on this show. Then he ended up on a show that like everybody lives in Seattle. He lives in Portland.
Yeah,
like it's like that goes back to being on Married at First Sight. People were like, "Oh, it's made by the same production company or something."
Yeah,
So it's like, what did he get a call back for Love is Blind Seattle?
A couple people were not from Seattle. Micah lived in Scottsdale. There was another person who lived in Portland. There's a couple of them. So
really?
It was confusing.
That's the whole point, is that they all live in the same fucking city.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok that was like, oh, we do this for couples who are in the same city, so it works. And then it was like, so-and-so's from Portland. This person's also from Portland. And this person's lives in Scottsdale. So bizarre. But he her dog is so cute, snuggles up, but he doesn't like the dog, doesn't like the responsibility of having the dog. He kind of tells that to Chelsea, and Chelsea's like, well, I want 6 kids. Yeah. And he's like, what? Like, he doesn't even want the dog. So they're just not going to work out. Irina cannot be trusted. When Micah sits down with her, couldn't be more uncomfortable. Yeah. She cannot be trusted. Zach is a nice guy, but a weirdo. Oh, wait, one more note about Kwame and Chelsea. The lecture conversation was really uncomfortable, where he was saying, like, you lecture me all the time. They were going back and forth about who lectures who most. It's like, why are you lecturing each other? You're in a relationship, not one's the fucking teacher and one's the student. Lectures are weird. Irina can't be trusted. Zach is a nice guy, but a weirdo. Jackie is ruthless, and Marshall is a nice guy, but Jackie is ruthless. And
I've seen people like really turning on Marshall, which was interesting. And I can see how I can see that from the episodes, but like, I don't think Jackie is like the innocent party.
Here's my takeaway on Jackie and Marshall. They're just not compatible.
Yeah.
Marshall is a calm guy and easygoing and like, whatever.
And he had some of those lines where it was like, okay, that was mean. Like he was like, when he called her a project.
Oh my God. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I wrote project, not good.
Yeah.
You can't call her. You cannot call your significant other a project.
There's some funky vibes from him. I think he really like tries to sell that nice guy story. And he's like, I'm that guy. I want to be that guy for you. I'm going to cook for you and be that guy for you and show you what love is and help you and all these things. But it's like, is he really doing that to help her or just make himself look good?
Right.
You know?
And also, everybody can work on themselves as well. Like, everybody can have a little work done. Jackie is not the only one that needs work, to grow. Everybody has room to grow, Marshall. So you're not at your fullest form like you think you are.
At the end of the day, I just think Jackie's like not very sexually attracted to him.
Yeah, I think she's sexually attracted to what's his face.
Josh.
Yeah.
And bad fucking vibes from that guy.
Such bad vibes from Josh.
Not even just like just on the annoying level. He came into that party and everyone was like, never a good sign when you walk into a room and everyone goes, oh, not that guy.
And everyone sighs and everyone
was like, oh, not this guy.
Jackie wants a little Josh because Josh, I guess, screams like bad boy to Jackie, but he screams just
he doesn't.
Like gross boy to me.
Yeah.
So I'm Jackie and Marshall are not going to last. They're not happening.
I hope Jackie and Josh don't last either, if that's a thing. I saw some TikToks too, I know.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think Jackie Marshall. Jackie is ruthless towards Marshall because she's clearly not attracted to him. She's not in love with him, and she's projecting that and then being like, oh, I love you. It's projection. She doesn't want to be with him, and Marshall has to find somebody he's more compatible with.
Yeah.
Last note, Micah's friends are god awful.
I was gonna say this better be about Lorenz. The blonde girl was just Irina with blonde hair.
She was one of the meanest people I've seen on reality TV. Like,
ruthless.
Straight up awful.
Ruthless.
Awful human being. From my point of view, she, maybe in real life she's a little different, but from what we saw,
she came off
and if you surround yourself with people like that, what the fuck is going on in here? All right.
Was that a vuvuzela? What the hell was that?
Trombone? If you surround yourself with people
bad
that act like that,
from her.
This is what
the other friends seem so much more like, oh, like we'll support you and whatever you want to do.
Friend.
And like I get it if you want to be the friend that's like, but when she was like, you know how many boyfriends I've driven away, like that have been, or like guys that I've driven away, they've been bad news. And I like even when she was crying, being like, I just want the best for you. It's like, well, you're doing it in a not very nice way.
And honestly, you don't want the best. You're jealous and you're a miserable.
Something's happening.
You're not gonna even say the word, but you are miserable and you are not looking out for her. You are trying to stop her from getting. If you've driven every boyfriend of hers away, maybe you're the fucking problem.
Having that attitude in front of Paul as well was just like extremely rude.
It was so rude. Listen, if you want to have those thoughts and he walks away and you want to tell her, okay, go ahead. But you are literally looking this guy in the eye, thinking you're above him, looking down on him, talking down to him. I get wanting to look out for your friends. Of course, everybody should look out for their friends. And if they think someone's no good, you met the guy for 5 minutes. At the end of the day, you don't really know him.
Yeah.
So to say that, and are you proud of driving every one of Micah's boyfriends away? Are you
Right.
proud of that? Because to me, you're either jealous of her or you want to be with her.
Yeah.
Which one is it? Because you're
Yeah.
freaking me out. She was not nice, and Micah needs to surround herself with some better people, because she's putting on this like nice girl face with Paul's mom, and it's like, oh, she seems so sweet. But if she's friends with Arena and she's friends with this girl, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, when you look around, you're like,
I think she's one of those girls that you know the type. Like when you get solo, they're very nice. But when she gets around her mean girl friends, she then becomes also a
she
mean
like
girl.
reverts back into
Yeah.
being a mean girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's like she can't, because it does seem like one-on-one she seems very normal, very nice, but then it does feel like, I feel like maybe when she gets with this group, or like when she was with Irina, like she just fed off that energy, and instead of like keeping the good energy, just joining in on the bad energy.
And she could have spoke up and say, hey, don't talk to my man. Like Micah, you don't have to listen to everything your friend says. Your
Yeah.
friend is not you. If you like this guy, then you like this guy. Oh my God, awful energy,
know.
but really entertaining.
And she obviously did get bad vibes from Irina after the conversation with Paul too. Like she was talking to Bliss about it, and Bliss is just like, Bliss clearly is like, Irina's a bad person.
yeah, so Zach and Bliss are engaged.
Yeah, I don't, to be honest,
I'm so not interested in them as a couple.
They're so, it's unfortunate because like it's literally they're on reality TV, but I see them and I'm just like, you know what? Those two, they love each other. That's none of my business.
Yeah, you do you. I'm a
Like,
look away.
I'm like, I don't really want to watch them. Like Tiffany and Brett, I like. Chelsea and Kwame have all the drama. Jackie and Marshall, drama. Micah and Paul, you're kind of like, do these two even really like each other? And Zach and Bliss, I'm like, they seem like they really do like each other, but this is they're not riveting reality TV people.
One of
is
those
really-
couples where you're like, they get each other, but I'm not going to get
Right,
them.
they can ride
I'm not
off.
gonna hang out
They
with
can
them.
ride off into the sunset together now, and I'll wave and say good luck.
Yeah.
like I'm just, well wishes.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm gonna give these episodes. They were
Not as good as the first 5 or the 3, 4, 5. I thought were the best ones.
I thought I can't get enough of Chelsea and Kwame's awkwardness and them fighting.
Fair.
Can't
Well,
get
Chelsea's
enough of
birthday
it.
party was good.
Yeah, I can't get enough of
Josh
whatever's
and
going on
Marshall.
there. Yeah, it's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this a B.
Okay.
I'm gonna give these episodes a B, and that's all I watched
Yeah.
this week.
Wonderful. I watched a lot of the same stuff, so I'll just add on to that Secession. I think I'll give a B plus. Definitely another phenomenal episode, but the show's so good that I feel like I gotta mix in the episodes that I'm not like, yes, I think I have to.
Logan's speech didn't make you go.
No,
yes.
I really liked Greg's joke about Santa being a hitman. I thought that was a great joke. But Shiv just fucking pissed me off during the whole episode.
been pissing me off all season
the
since 2
karaoke
episodes.
scene was so good too. Like it's just when they're all in a room, it's just magic. Like I just want. It sucks because they are divided, so you don't have them all together as much. But when the group is all together, nothing is better.
Nothing's better. And this may be a hot take. Connor could have been written out of the show entirely.
Yeah, I actually find I do somewhat agree and somewhat disagree. Connor is a good like piece of white bread to mix in with the
It's funny.
rest of the story.
Funny occasionally, but
Yeah.
like could do without you.
Yeah. Love is Blind episodes, I will give a B. And what else did I watch? Summer House, I'm giving a C minus. I'm struggling a little bit with Summer House right now. I know the second half is going to be more the Lindsay Danielle drama, but it's just like there's nothing else going on besides the Lindsay and Danielle conversation. Really, it feels like
They're dragging it out.
Corey's there now, which is fun. I guess we'll see the beginning of him and Sam's relationship because they are dating. I think, maybe that caused some drama with Sierra. Real Housewives of New Jersey, I'll give a B. good episode. I like the energy the new girls are bringing. They're losing me on all the, it's just starting to get like a little, every episode with the Melissa and the Teresa and the Melissa and the Joe and the Teresa and the Louie, it's just like nonstop. And
But Louis wears their dad's pajamas that night.
I know. And now, but I am excited for them to go to Ireland. That's gonna be a very interesting trip. Dolores went on, which honestly got a lot of flack. She got a lot of flack. Dolores went on Watch What Happens Live, and Andy was like, "You look great," and she was like, "Thanks." And then he was like, "Ozempic," and she was like, "Yep." I mean, respect for just saying it, obviously. Like, but it does seem like is there a housewife that's not on it? Like, it's just like she said, like the whole show is all on it, and she was like, "I'm not gonna show up bigger than anybody else at the reunion." I'm like, that's a tough mindset to be selling to the public. Like, that should not be the way we should be thinking, but clearly that's the way she thinks about it.
Right. And listen, like,
it's very Housewives.
That's
Nobody
just how
should be,
that's how she thinks. So whatever. I'm not gonna get upset with her.
In my mind, I'm also just like, the best teachers out there are not the Real Housewives, you know?
No. Like, they want to look how they want to look. And if in her mind she feels best if she looks a certain way, then you do you. They're not the moral authority that we're looking to.
No. Margaret's talked about it too. What else did Yellow Jackets. Season 2. Episodes 1 and 2 I watched. I loved the first season of Yellow Jackets. Thought it was so good. Season 2, I'm hoping things start to shift a little bit. It's very mythical, I guess maybe is the word for it. Like, we're really getting into like the witchcraft.
Interesting.
You know, Lottie was like,
I didn't watch Yellow Jackets.
You never watched Yellow Jackets?
No, I never
did you watch Yellow Jackets now?
Yeah, but I can't really remember that much.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, then I'm talking to the wall here, but basically, you know, you premise fucking soccer team plane crash, the whole thing. And the way they ended the first season was not like, oh, wrapped in a bow, here's how they all like actually got out. So it's still, season 2 is still like cutting back from old version of themselves, or, you know, current version of themselves, and then like high school version of themselves. And they're basically picking up, so you're learning more of like what really started to happen when things got bad, when they were in the wood and lost. Cannibalism. Ooh. Like we're really, and there was definitely a lot of parts where I was like watching like in between two fingers. Like I was like, ugh, like it's tough. So it's intense. It's not, I wouldn't say necessarily like bad, but it is very intense. And I didn't love it right off the bat. The first season started off more as like, oh, plane crash, what happened? They're stuck. Now season 2 is just very dark, because it's like now survival mode, and people are dropping and we're eating people. And it's just a lot going on. There's like cults happening, witchcraft. It's a lot. I'll give episodes 1 and 2 a B-. Still good. Like it still has my attention. But I'm not like, it didn't immediately pull me in as much as the first season pulled me in. Ted Lasso episode 4, long episodes, like the longest episode of Ted Lasso, I feel like it was like 50 minutes, which I very much liked. I'll give that a B+. I love Ted Lasso. It just is one of my faves.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much it. I watch other stuff, but not grade worthy, so I'll leave it at that.
I had a mix of good and bad this week. I started
off a lot of bad.
I started off good. I watched the new movie Tetris.
With
Taron Egerton.
Yeah.
Oh,
on Apple TV.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I thought that was a show. It's a movie.
That's a movie.
Oh, good.
And I didn't even know about it until I just saw it.
Add that to my list.
And
for the weekend.
It was good.
I used to love Tetris.
I think it's not even about the game as much as it's about everything surrounding how it was made, which I had no idea. Like the Soviet Union and all this like was involved. Very interesting story, and he's good in I feel like everything he does. Give that a B+. Solid movie. I watched this I guess documentary, not really, but like about rap. They like highlight different rappers in different episodes on Hulu, and Tyler the Creator had one called Rap Caviar. It's on Hulu. Solid.
Came out years ago, right?
No, it just
New?
no. There's a new. I don't know if it's just continuing to be new, but this just came out. He was promoting it, but I'll give it a B. I mean, like I already knew everything in it, and there's nothing like
Or a
groundbreaking.
big fan, yeah.
Yeah, but it was entertaining. I watched that show Accused. Give it a C. 10 and 11, episode 10 and 11. It's just like entertaining, but it's not great. It's not bad. Then I went on a run of terrible movies, which I'm getting from TikTok. Like, have you know when you scroll TikTok and there'll be like a random clip, like part 3 of like
Yes.
a movie, and I'm like, I just get buy-in, and then I'm like, I'd look it up, and then I watch
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Same, and
I don't get those.
you know, a scene came up from a movie I auditioned for when I was younger called Trust, and it was directed by David Schwimmer, and it was the closest, besides the other movie that I actually got, the closest I had gotten to like getting, you know, something, because I was 12 at the time, and I auditioned for it, and I had callbacks for it, and David Schwimmer was like on the call, like watching. He wasn't there, and I just remember it so vividly because the girl that they ended up casting was older than I was, and it made more sense because it was like a girl who like gets starts talking to a guy online and meets up with him at the mall, and it's one of those type of movies that like
It's always
you see,
like it's
the
all,
scenes.
and they never like say the movie. It's like man stuck in cave, like part
Yes,
3, and
yes.
it's just like the weirdest scenario. But I get like
I get them all the
curious.
time.
It's like half of my TikTok. So
Most of the ones I see are Lifetime movies.
I saw one, and it was called. Well, I found out it was called Open Water, where
I've heard of this.
basically these people are just so they go out into the middle of this ocean, they go snorkeling, and then they stay down there longer than the rest of the people. When they come up, the whole group and boat had left, like they went back to shore, but they're just in the middle of the ocean alone.
I think I've seen this.
It's
Keep going.
entertaining. So the whole movie's just like them being stranded in the
Stranded
ocean.
in the open water.
Yeah, and but
Yes, I've seen this movie.
yeah,
But bad.
bad, good, D+, but entertaining. That's why I'm watching. Like I don't go into these movies off of TikTok being like, oh, this is gonna be like
Yeah.
a Oscar-winning movie.
Wow, you know they made 3 of them?
Okay, so yeah, I didn't know 3, but I watched the second one, which is the original one I
see
saw on TikTok.
Open Water 2, Adrift, and Open Water 3, Cage Dive.
Okay, I didn't see Cage Dive, but Adrift one is with what's his name from Euphoria and Grey's Anatomy, McSteamy or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, McSteamy.
Oh, Eric Dane?
Yeah. So the second one, which is the original one I saw on TikTok, I watched it out of order then. The second one was even worse, but also like just so ridiculous that it's entertaining, where basically they're on this boat, and Eric Dane's character, one of them is afraid of water. Everyone else is in the water. It's just Eric Dane and this girl. The girl is afraid of water. He picks her up, jumps into the water, and then realizes he didn't put the ladder down on the boat, so they can't get back on the boat. There's a baby on the boat. That's it. So they're all just stuck in the water, and they can't. And they're in the middle of the
That's
ocean.
the second one?
That's the second one.
Open Water, the first one has a 71%
I know
on Rotten Tomatoes.
the first one was better, but it wasn't. I still think it's terrible.
Second one has a 45.
I,
Yeah.
for some reason, feel like I've seen all of these movies because I have a very vivid memory of watching this on the couch with my parents and
Yeah.
me being captivated by the fact, like, oh my God, fun, like, couples trip, like, whatever. And then they get stuck in the middle of the ocean. Then you have
Yeah.
to see what happens.
I bought the second one on. I was like, this is so bad. But
All right, well, Open Water 3, Cage Dive came out
I
in
guess
2016.
I'll watch that
so.
next week. And then another one of these stupid TikTok movies, Landmine Goes Click. This one is called another
Oh my
D plus.
God. So I think you have to censor some of these out of your report card. No, who cares about this one?
Listen, if you want a bad good movie, watch it.
I'm sorry, what's it called?
Landmine Goes Click.
Landmine Goes
So
Click.
basically,
So
this
it's
is,
like
this is my
bomb goes
Thi-
boom?
No, this is my. I'm scrolling TikTok, and this guy found out his best. It's his guy, his best friend, and his fiance or whatever. They're about to get married like in 2 days.
I just have to Google
The
these
husband
movies.
finds out that his best
Oh my God,
friend.
Sterling Knight is in this movie?
I guess,
I know who Starling Knight is.
but he finds out his best friend cheated on him, or his fiance cheated on him with his best friend. Both there. He has this whole elaborate plan. He tricks his friend into stepping on a landmine that he placed there for taking a picture, and then he's just like, yeah, like see ya. Leaves his friend and his fiance. He's standing on a landmine. Then this crazy guy, I don't want to spoil the movie, but this crazy guy comes and is like, it's wild, it's terrible.
I mean, this synopsis, not synopsis, but this is literally like what the description of the movie is, so I don't really think you're giving anything away. If people are dying to see this one, I don't feel bad about spoiling this. Trapped standing on an armed landmine, an American tourist is forced to watch helplessly while his girlfriend is terrorized and brutally assaulted.
Yeah.
That's quite can't say that one's pulling me in to watch.
The clips I know exactly what you mean. I haven't fallen into like buying the movies that I've seen, but I have seen a lot of these clips.
On YouTube, but yeah.
I've seen a lot of these clips on my TikTok, and I go, should I watch this movie? No, it's a Lifetime movie. Like I'm always like, no, don't fall into it. Don't fall into it.
They always have the the videos where like it's not, you don't hear the audio of the movie, but it's some like robot narrating it. I've watched those too, but then I'm like, I gotta watch it. It's like his friend, like blah blah.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, those three were the TikTok movies, but I mean they're entertaining. Like if you're like high and you're just like,
that's
oh,
what you
I watched.
watched?
No, I have some more.
Okay.
I watched the movie Downhill with Julie Louis-Dreyfus and Will Ferrell, which was the like American remake of the guy who did Triangle of Sadness. I can't think of his name. The director. He made the original movie. You've seen it. You know the movie I'm talking about, where like an avalanche comes and Will Ferrell's character runs away from his family. And it was fine. Like it wasn't good, and everyone says the original one is 100 times better. I'll give this one a C-. Because I like all the actors in it. Watch Succession, episode 2, A-, just solid, like
Always
all
solid.
around. Last night I watched this movie called Rye Lane on Hulu. It's a new
Rye Lane.
Yeah, it's a new rom-com. On Hulu.
I saw that on my homepage.
It's set in London, British.
Yeah.
Good movie. Good movie. Very like artsy rom-com, like almost a little bit too
Has
artsy.
a 98%
Yeah, it's
Rotten
very
Tomatoes.
got very good reviews. Very artsy, like the way it's shot and everything, which is cool. Yeah, solid movie. I'll give that a B+.
Yeah, 90. Good news, rom-com fans. Anyone looking for a smart, funny, and heartwarming new addition to the canon can find it waiting on Rye Lane. That's what it says on Rotten
and you should
Tomatoes.
watch it because it's all in London. You
gotta prepare.
Yeah, I mean that sounds.
And then last
good.
thing is I watched the first 2 episodes of Dave season 3.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to start.
Last night, and I was surprisingly happy because I didn't love season 2 at all. I liked season 1, didn't like season 2, and then season 3 so far, I'll give it a B.
Yeah. What I like about Dave is I feel like the show, I feel like season 1 and season 2 were so different.
They were so different.
That it's like, if you didn't like one of them or liked one better, my mindset going into season 3, I was like, who knows what this could be? It could be anything because season 1 and 2 were so different from each other. It was like season 3 could be like season 1. It could be like season 2. It could be like something totally different.
I like the more like entourage-y type of like, this is his life and like interacting in the cameos and like just trying to make it. The whole like artsy, I just didn't think that was for him. Like Donald Glover did that with Atlanta. I'm like, I don't know, just give me celebrity cameos. But this was, the first 2 were cool. He's like filming a music video and it's about like now he's like now it's like he's made it, like he's famous.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
I'm excited to watch that.
That's it.
All right.
That's all we watched this week.